and welcome to the Nashua South Belanger Gym. I'm Tom King along with Jason Roby, and we got a treat for you today. Nashua South versus North, high school boys basketball. This time it counts, as the saying goes. They played each other in the Christmas tournament. North won going away by 29 points, but this one's a little different, Jason Roby.
Yeah, no question about it, Tom. They were without one of their floor leaders, in Zach Castengay, right? He was out for that holiday tournament, and as a result, North just ran up and down the floor. It was like a track meet here, and they won the tournament going away, beating South in the process. Today, he is back. He is one of their leaders on the floor. They will go as he goes. We do have some news on the other side of things. Coach Lane telling us today that Jack Sullivan will not be available for the Titans as he is under the weather. First and foremost, want to wish him well. Hope he's feeling better watching us here on ETV. We know he'll be back in the swing of things in no time.
Yeah, that's a big loss for North, because Jack Sullivan is one of those players who will do multiple things for you on the floor. He's an athlete. He can run really well. Played really well against Bishop Girton the other night.
Huge against Bishop Girton.
Yeah,
Huge.
exactly. And miss that, you've got to come up with something else. And the way you beat that, you shoot well. That's how you do it. But in that first game, North literally ran the South team out of the gym. Now, I've known Nate Mazerol for years. He is a defense-oriented coach. Never really took to the running game as a coaching philosophy, but he knows this year he's got athletes that like to run.
Right.
So he's let them run. The problem is, North, as he said after that game, North runs better. So what do you do if you're Nate Mazerol? I think you put it in the hands of Zach Castengay and let him make the call.
A great point there, Tom. The other thing you do is you don't miss your offensive opportunities. If you're making shots, that allows the transition to occur that much slower if you're North. You have to take the ball out of bounds.
Right.
So if you're South, you're making your shots, and if you don't, you get back, you get on your Pontiac and ride, get back on defense, because that transition defense will make or break you in this game.
Just get moving, exactly. But defense is how South is going to have to do it. When they played North the last time, the Christmas tournament game, not so much pressure on it. Good little tune-up for this. They didn't really, it was vacation week. They had a walkthrough. They didn't practice hard. They've had a few days now. They've had a few weeks to figure out what they want to do, and don't think they haven't been thinking about that for a long period of time, even though they've had other games to play.
I think Coach Lane and Coach Mazerol both understand that this game is going to be completely different than that first game all those weeks ago in that holiday tournament. This is a North team, as you mentioned, that likes to run, but they come in at 9-1, 11-1 overall with those two wins in the holiday tournament. They don't count towards postseason, but this one does count towards postseason.
That's just it, and you've got two of the, not only is this the rivalry game, it's two of the best teams in the state in Division One. South's on a roll. They had a great game. Castengay with a big three to beat Exeter on the road, a team that South hardly ever beats on the road, right?
Tough place to play.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And they beat them there, and it was a big deal. And the little come down against Concord, which you might expect because they're coming off a real big win in the middle of going to a real big game. But they pulled it out like good teams should. North blew out Londonderry. They won their big game of the week over Girton. And it sets the stage for what should be a fantastic game.
Neither team looking ahead. That's the sign of a veteran team with a veteran coaching staff that understands the importance of each and every game.
Oh, when I talked to Coach Lane after the Girton game, he wouldn't even talk about South because he had Londonderry ahead, right? But I got him to say South during the interview. That was my victory.
We're meeting the starting lineups for both of these teams here today. South has secured the Battle of the Bridge victory for the winter season, but this is a huge one. It is AFC, NFC championship game day, and look at these stands, Tom King. They are packed. People want to watch these two teams do battle.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is just a big deal, and if you wanted to know what North was going to do, Robinson is going to be the starter in place of Sullivan in this game.
Yeah, he provides some length, and when you look at Nashua South, they have a 6'6" and a 6'9" front court. So important that Rodriguez
Robinson
establishes some
Rodriguez.
position there.
Yep, he is going to get that start. And he can run the floor pretty well, you know, but he gives them an inside presence too. He played well off the bench. He and Juanita went at it in that first game. That was a great battle.
It'll be interesting to see what Castangue does here, getting his first chance to face South this year. And Juanita, the 6'9" presence on the inside for Coach Mazerol. That should be a good battle inside.
And the student crowd is here. They were kind of quiet, and they weren't all here for the first game. They're here for this one, and it should be a fantastic game. And now we will stand for the color guard to present the colors, and then we'll stand for the national anthem.
Air Force Junior ROTC color guard.
You watched all the tall kids here, right? Because they're basketball players. Who stood over everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, Dennis Juanita, there is no place in this city for you to hide. No place. You're just too tall.
Certainly.
I think he's grown since the Christmas tournament game. I really do. I think he's grown 2 inches.
Well, they have some length. They now are a full complement of players for Coach Mazerol. They are going to have an inside presence. They're going to have an outside presence. They're going to be able to run. This is a Panther team, Tom, that is 8-1, 9-2 overall. But the huge component of this one is postseason positioning, and it is on the line for both of these teams as Nashua North comes in at 9-1, 11-1 overall.
And the pace, everybody, will be fast and furious. So adjust your sets, adjust your vision, because they're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down.
Jason Roby along with Tom King here on Nashua ETV. We pulled out all the stops for this one. We'll tell you all the major players working behind the cameras for us as the Titans win the tip. This is Jaden Montgomery. He'll start the offense. A 2-3 zone employed here by the Panthers. They'll extend their arms. Typically a Panther team that likes to play man-to-man. They are in a 2-3 zone here. Moving with the positioning of the ball, goes underneath, kicked out. Lebrecht, Yahtzee from the outside.
Well, he's the guy we didn't mention in the pregame. We really should, because he's the guy he's their scorer. He scored 25 the first time. They had no answer for him defensively.
Robinson Rodriguez with a great kick out to Lebrecht, who was standing beyond the three-point arc on the baseline right in front of us. Lebrecht now extends the defense. Maglani cut off the baseline as Caruso tried to take it there. Dennis sets the pick, goes up, strong, no, contended there. Offensive board for the Panthers, put back, no, Wanana in there, and yes.
Yeah, see, no one to match up with him except Robinson. But Winena has more length than Robinson does, and that makes all the difference in the world.
They're going to have to get a body on Winena.
They're going to have to. I mean, he's slim, so he's not a physical specimen. So they're able to maybe push him around a little bit, but they're going to have to use up fouls.
Here's that 2-3 zone. Coach Mazzaro imploring his team. Hands, you just heard a loud hands call. So we'll see how the Titans handle it. Nice pass underneath, and there's Robinson.
Big man's game all of a sudden, huh?
Well, it's a great job by Rodriguez. They got to get him established early here. 5-2 Titan advantage.
Don't forget, Rodriguez is starting because Jack Sullivan is out ill. Here's Castonguay.
Castonguay drives baseline, kick out to Winena. He fires, no. Huge rebound there for Montgomery. He skied about 9 feet in the air to get that one. In and out, it was a good look, but Peters cleans up the mess. Nice bounce pass underneath in the paint. Robinson will take it out, dishes, and finishing strong was Lebrecht. And if he gets established early on here, Tom, he could have a huge game for the Titans.
Lebrecht will do that. He will be able to go inside and outside.
Both of these teams know each other well.
Here we go.
Oh, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. That would have been an opportunity for Lebrecht.
Yeah, that would have been 2 easily.
So, sideline infraction.
That's the thing. That's the dilemma that Nate Mazzarol has with this team. Do you want to run with them or not? I don't think he does.
The athleticism on this floor, Tom, is staggering.
You know, it always is when these two teams play each other. Remember the Curtis Harris days.
Outside, no. Coming away with the rebound is Lebrecht. Caruso had a good look at it. Parth McGloney from the outside, no. Rebound cleaned up by Montgomery. He can't get it to go. Rodriguez on the board. Lebrecht for 3. Yahtzee! And a timeout called here by Coach Mazzarol. A 10-2 Titan lead.
Last thing you wanted to see if you're Nate Mazzarol is you don't want to see as Lebrecht gets that open shot from that side. He'll take it from far away and nail it.
5:03 to go here, first quarter of this one.
I think they're going to have to.
I think they're going to come out of that zone, Tom.
They're going to go man.
They're going to have to come out of that zone and change up the defense. It seems like North has an answer for what they're employing on the defensive side of things.
Look, they know what each other likes to do.
Here's the replay. Montgomery drives and a dish underneath to Robinson, and that's exactly what you would dial up for that 2-3 zone. Titans will extend some pressure here.
But the zone allows Lebrecht to shoot. You know?
Roy Cortez got the ball over to Lemaire. Lemaire, bounce pass kicked in the paint there by Peters. Peters on his way to UMass to play lacrosse, but he provides a physical presence for this North team.
He was big in that first game, I thought, just with some of the little things that he did.
Montgomery marking up Roy Cortez. Ball gets skipped over. Castonguay now between the legs, marked up by Lebrecht.
Yeah, see, he doesn't have the ability to drive to the hoop because they're stopping. He's got the ability, but North's defense is stopping him. He's got somebody twice as tall as he is on him. They're playing him by man.
Pull-up jumper knocked down there by Castonguay. He is on the board.
And look at that.
10-4. 6-point Titan advantage. Here's the replay. Pull-up jumper, yes. Back into live action we go. Robinson's coming out high post, tried to take it at Dennis, and I think Dennis going to get called for the personal.
Foul, yep.
But you watch it when the Panthers have the ball, is Robinson getting a body into Dennis a little bit there.
Well,
so
the other
great
thing,
matchup.
The other thing that North did in that first game was they took Josh Caruso out of the game. See, if Caruso starts getting off, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, and there you go, Tom. They are now into their man-to-man defense. They get out of that 2-3 zone as the Titans made them pay.
Yep.
Going to the basket there. He's pushed. No call. That's okay. I'll get the deuce anyway as Montgomery gets a bucket. 12-4 Titans. Pull-up jumper. Yes. Pretty make there by Roy Cortez.
And that's how you stay in the game. You shoot well from the outside.
And that takes away your ability to run on the rebound.
Yep.
They spread the floor and going up and at him, and a nice make there. Pick your poison. You're going to play us man-to-man. We're going to spread the floor, and we're going to have LeBrec take it right to you.
Well, I don't see anybody who could beat LeBrec off the dribble or on the floor. I haven't seen it in 2 years.
And a make there by Caruso.
Back and forth they go.
Wow. Both teams high percentage, field goal percentage here in the early going of this one. Maglani now guarded closely by Caruso, gets the pick on ball. The roll was there briefly.
Maglani had a great night against Londonderry. All right, Peters, no fear, takes on the big guy.
Oh, and a great job there, but the ball was taken away, and we're going to get a foul call. It's going to be on Robinson. So Rodriguez will pick up his first personal. We'll take a look at the replay there. Dennis challenged it, and not a good foul there if you're Rodriguez reaching around.
No, you got to come out of the game now because of it.
Well, you're going to need his physical presence, no question about it. And they'll switch up their responsibilities as Adrian Lazo checks in for the first time here, as does Jaden Pena.
But a smaller lineup in for North.
We'll see how the aggression picks up. And
see what
just
that's what
like
happens.
that, Tom King, you're right. Lemaire goes in for a bucket. Montgomery skies and gets one to go. I have no idea how that ball went in.
How did he make that shot?
16-10, 2:20 to go, first quarter action. Both of these teams are playing tough underneath the hoop. Anena comes away with it, kick out, Yahtzee! Three-point basket for Castangue.
But I tell you, that's how you get back in a game like this. You shoot well from the outside. Anena with a nice job on a rebound though, right?
Pena drives to the hoop. Ball gets knocked out. Titans will retain possession. Coach Mazerol heads to the bench. We'll take a look at this replay here on the fire from the outside. Yahtzee.
Yeah, Castangue can do it.
Zach.
Same type of shot he hit against Exeter. And you got some reserves now in the game. So now, South going to their bench late in a quarter, which is a lot of coaches will do that. North has a chance, though, to maybe take advantage of it.
Montgomery kicks it out to Peters. He's not shy. He misses everything. And that's not his game. But he had an open look, and something tells me they might let him shoot that, and they'll pick their poison elsewhere.
No, they'll let him shoot it. Yep, he hit it. He hit a couple the other night against Girton, but they will let him shoot that.
Lemaire working the point, guarded closely by Peters. Back out to Castangue. They get the ball around. Hedquist, who just recently checked into the game, found Sawyer, also newly in for the Panthers. Witta now. Working on Peters.
Nice pass.
Baseline jumper, no.
Got to hit that. You're wide open. You're wide open with an 8-footer.
And here's the running game for the Titans. Up strong and in was Peters. So if you missed, Tom, you missed those shots, you got to get the rebound. If not, you got to get back transition defense.
Right. Peters took it all away.
Lemaire now. Got the ball to Hedquist. He's looking for some movement. Bounce pass comes out to Sawyer. Kicks it over to Castangue.
Oh, nice pass.
Underneath, no. Shot was contested.
And a foul called.
And we'll see who they give it to. I think they give it to Peters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, there was a 2 up there. And that's what it's going to be.
So 2-shot foul here for Lemaire. Karsten, the 6'2" senior forward.
Ouch.
In and out on the first one. He'll get a second as Rodriguez will check back in, and Roy Cortez for the Panthers. 18-13 North. Lemaire 1 out of 2, and another substitute as Josh Tripp will get his first action. Coach Mazerol uses a very deep bench here. Montgomery being marked closely by Roy Cortez.
He knows with this pace he's going to need it.
Montgomery pretty move and a great dish underneath to Rodriguez.
Yeah, Jaden Montgomery, when he's on the floor, I thought in the Girton game earlier this week, when he got in the second half, after he sat out the first half with foul trouble, it made all the difference in the world, offensively and defensively.
Tripp was able to get the ball over to Roy Cortez. Ball finds its way to Hedquist.
Last shot attempt right here.
Drive, baseline, no. Robinson
Somebody's
left his
gonna take
man.
it. Blocked, partially
And
blocked.
partially blocked, and looked like Robinson got his hands on that rebound. A 20-14 Nashua North advantage here in the early going of this one, Tom. Wow, what a first quarter.
The problem for South there was they didn't have any shooters on the floor, outside shooters. They didn't have Castonguay on the floor, didn't have Caruso on the floor. So you got, in situations like that. Now, granted, if it was the fourth quarter and they're looking for the last shot to win a game or tie it, they'd be on the floor.
Just saw an adjustment being made there on the scoreboard, Tom. I want to make sure I have my numbers
14, right.
It was 20 a second ago.
Yeah, and they've done that a couple times. They did it a few times in the girls' game, too.
I have 20 in my book, an unofficial book right now, but I don't think that is the right score.
I don't
have it
think so
20-14 North. I have the score here, and I'm sure we're going to see that come up with one of the coaches on North side.
Last 6 replays.
Take a look at some replays here, but here's Robinson going up strong, and Dennis contested him.
Good defense by
That's,
Winena.
Tom, that's huge right now. In my book, I have 20 points, and the scoreboard said 20 points for North.
Because it was 18-13.
They took a bucket off.
18-13, and Jaden Montgomery drove the lane for 2. So they took it off. So I don't know what the story is, but
the official scorebook is being kept over there. So we are not the official scorebook. We'll see if that comes into play later on here. South gets possession, and they'll work it around the perimeter. North now digging their heels in on defense, and stolen there by Lazo. And they're going to say a kick.
Kicked it.
And they're going to give the ball back to Nashua South.
When he tried to corral it, his foot accidentally touched it.
So South now will get another opportunity here. They'll work it around the perimeter in their half-court offense, and Montgomery jumped into that passing lane, tried to make something happen. And as a result, North will get the ball. No, they won't. I think there was some confusion on the floor as both Lazo and Robinson were coming down to the offensive end, and sure enough, Coach Deschard will say there was no tip on the ball, so as a result, Montgomery gets it. Coach Mazerol having a laugh with the sideline official here as we'll figure this one out. We'll move ahead.
If you're South, you're down 10-2 to start, you'll take 18-14.
No question about it, and really it should be 20.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to find out about that at halftime.
Dribble drive underneath to Robinson, and you got to use the backboard there, big fella. They're going to say it's on the floor. He tried to drop it into the cylinder.
I'll tell you what,
Robinson
is lucky he didn't travel on that play, and he didn't. He did a good job to keep his feet. Okay, here he is, right? Watch, see his feet stay still.
Yep.
And he gets down, and then he gets fouled right there.
Coach Mazerol immediately brings in some height here as Winena will come back in.
Yep, because he knows that North can go down low.
Montgomery from the outside, no. Robinson battled for the board. It finds its way into Lebrec's hands. Little pull-up runner in the lane.
You know how it found its way into Lebrec's hands? Winena tapped it to him by accident.
Well, he was battled closely by Rodriguez, and they'll take this any day of the week as Winena was standing well outside the three-point line. Caruso now working against Maglani. Into the corner it goes to Castonguay. He'll drive, hesitate, and he'll think better of it. And they'll operate back up top once again.
Those two guys have got to do the scoring.
Castonguay from the outside, no. Montgomery came away with the board. Titans will set things up in the half court. taking their time offensively. Great patience and can't get the roll. And battled there by Robinson. Great job by him. McGloney from the outside. Yahtzee!
Well, that's
and
what
he knocks one down.
He did that the other night against Londonderry. He had a great night. He's the outside shooter for this team, he and Lebrecht.
And I couldn't tell, was that a 2 or a 3, Tom?
It is a 3.
Three-pointer from McGloney.
Three-pointer on the board.
Once again, we'll take a close look at the scoreboard here.
Ooh.
And we're going to get a foul, and I think that might go against Robinson. It could be his second. We'll get the replay. That foul will go against Rodriguez. He has 2.
Ricky Deschar was a better door than he was a window on that play. We couldn't see where the shot was from.
Roy Cortez heads to the line, knocks down the first.
But if you're
Peters for the Titans, excuse me, Tom. Lemaire for
if you're South,
Panthers.
you want to keep the deficit to single digits at all costs going into that in halftime. You got 5:39 to play before then. If you're North, boy, you'd love to get off to the races, but give Lebrecht the ball a couple more times, you're not going to worry about your offense.
Roy Cortez was 2 for 2 on that trip. Panthers back into their man-to-man defense. We've probably seen the end of that 2-3 zone experiment.
Oh, I think so.
Kicked around, McGloney, and if he gets hot, it could be trouble. And that ball bounces around. It goes off of a Panther foot.
Yeah, it's going to be Titans ball.
Got to hold on to that ball. Cannot give second and third chance opportunities to this Titan team.
All the little things start to add up, Jason Roby.
5:14 to go. First half action, 23-16. Titan advantage. Dribble drive, look for the pull-up, was bothered there. Into the baseline. Lazo very fortunate that they came away with it. Going up strong was Peters, and he hits the deck hard, and coming away with it is Caruso. He'll run the floor. Kick out there. Roy Cortez now marked up closely by Peters. They'll reset things. Caruso now, left-hand dribble, pull back, goes baseline, the runner in the lane, no, and an offensive rebound taken by Lemaire. Fired from the outside, no, another opportunity. No, Dennis goes up and gets the rebound and the putback.
5 opportunities at the basket for Nashua South, and they take advantage of it.
Going up strong there was number 4, Lebrecht, and he was hacked in the act.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Lebrecht misses an inside shot, he's not going to pout about it. He's going to go up and try to grab the rebound, and that's what he did right there.
He's going to head to the line.
Good effort by Trevor Lebrecht.
So he'll head to the free throw line. Lebrecht hits the first of 2.
He is tired. Take a look at him. He took a deep breath before he went to that line.
Well, I'm going to tell you, both of these teams are playing well above the rim.
Yeah, they are.
1 out of 2 for Lebrecht. Back the other way come the Panthers. This is Castengay. They work it around the perimeter. Caruso now, step back, double team on the baseline.
He dribbled it out of bounds.
He lost it off his foot, tried to do a curly kneel impression, went off of his foot right in front of the Titan bench. You'll see here.
He initially dribbled it. It looked to me, if the replay shows it, because I'm on the floor taking photos, it looked to me like the ball, he dribbled it out of bounds before he went down and hit the floor.
Well,
and lost it.
It was tough to see, but they got it right eventually. Oh, using his body as a shield, kick out to Lebrecht. The runner in the lane, they're going to call him for a travel. He thought he had a Euro step there. Don't know if we can see the replay on that one, but Montgomery was using his body as a shield, went up. And
Montgomery has some of the best body control you've seen for a guard going up to the basket. Just
Roy
that time
Cortez
he
loses his dribble,
wasn't able
finds
to hit
Lemaire. Up and under, no contested. McGloney comes away with a huge defensive board. And back comes Peters.
South has missed some great opportunities to get right back into it. North's got to take advantage of that and start to pull away if they can.
Well, I'll tell you something important at the next whistle is the ball is blocked by Wanena. He says, "You are banished from the kingdom of hardwood." 24-18 Titans back the other way. Maglani says, "No soup for you, out of my kitchen, sir."
There's Caruso, that's what they want.
No, it went off the top of the backboard, no whistle, and back the other way come the Titans. Spin move in the paint, body control.
Yep, count it,
Yahtzee!
count it.
And going the other way
And
was Peters.
Montgomery gives Peters a chest bump.
We're gonna have to see that replay if we get a chance, Tom.
That was a clutch basketball play if you ever saw
And here's
one.
the replay. Peters goes up, did-see-do, and
Look at him.
in it goes.
And there's the Tom. We missed the chest bump. That was my favorite part of the play.
Peters a chance to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. No, back iron,
but
rebound
LeBrec.
taken there by LeBrec. No. This time Roy Cortez, and he'll run. And bothered there, and all alone, Yahtzee!
And all of a sudden, Nate Mazerolle knows the transition game is not what he wants to see.
LeBrec throws it down, and I'm going to tell you
Boom.
something, Tom. While we're celebrating that dunk, Lisa Gingras came over, took a picture of the scorebook. I think she was comparing the first quarter score. Here comes the dunk.
Right.
LeBrec one hand throw down.
She took a picture of your book.
Wanted to compare it, I think, to the home book to see what the discrepancy
Why the
if
change
there was any.
why the change was made.
Well, it was 18 to start the second quarter, right,
Yep.
Tom? So in that time, 10 points have been put on the board, and if I go count what I have, they've made the change on the scoreboard.
Yep.
So and that is the correct change, folks.
So it was 20 to 14
It
after
was-
one.
No, it was. They went. Remember, they put it 18. They put
But it was
18 to 14.
but the right score
should
was
have
20.
been 20 to 14.
Right, that's what I mean.
They have since made that change because
Yep.
thus far I have the Titans at 10 points here in the second half, and that would give it.
Yep, well, they're talking about it right now at the scorers table.
They should have 10, and they do. 18 and 10 is 28. They've made the change. And that is the right change. Is that right, Tom? My math is correct. They had 18 at the half.
Well,
They've scored 10 points since.
Well, I don't think they made it yet.
They
Because
did not make it. You're
because
right.
it
You're
was
right.
24-14. Peters with the putback, 26-18, and then LeBrec with the shot, 28-18. So they have
Right.
not made the change.
They're going to have to make that change at some point, you would think.
Well, I mean, they're going to go with what she's got as the official scorer, so they may not. Because as much as I like you, Jason Roby, you're not official.
This is true, but you know what? I try to pay attention in the important moments here.
But that's what they've got to do.
Yep.
So they're comparing, but
we'll see how it
somewhere,
turns out.
somehow, 2 points were missed, unless we thought they weren't allowed. Now they're talking about it right here.
It's possible.
I don't think you can go back and reshuffle it.
This is true.
You know?
All right, 2:22 to go here
So
in the first half.
It's got to stay. It's got to stay the way it is.
28-18 Titans.
Score does stand. Yep, they have to. Yeah,
They go with the home book, and
Yeah.
that's how it goes. We'll see if
you
it.
got to.
Panthers now over half court. LeBrec marking up Castonguay. Over to the left side. Caruso. Pull-up jumper. Lots of height there, and a knockdown by Castonguay.
Yeah, they need Castonguay and Caruso. They have to be point A, point B in terms of points for this team. They've got to.
Nice move inside there by Montgomery.
Well, look at the height advantage. Montgomery's got a height advantage. Roy Cortez cannot play him defensively one-on-one. Can't happen. He'll post him up.
Pull back out, another pull-up jumper. Are you kidding? It looked good from here. Peters comes away with the rebound. It was contested, but
it was on target, but it was just hit back iron.
kicked out to Peters. He'll dribble, drive, goes up with the left hand. No call. Rebound goes to Witta, and they will run. Roy Cortez goes to the hoop. Banished from the kingdom of hardwood. But we have a foul on the play, as we'll see the replay here. Roy Cortez goes by.
Where was the foul? I didn't see a foul. I saw a foul on him as he's bringing the ball up the floor, though, but I did not see a foul on that shot. I mean, LeBrec got all ball. He was away from the defender.
Roy Cortez back irons the first. He'll get a second. 1:19 to go, first half action. 30-20 Titan advantage. Oh for 2, rebound goes to LeBrec. Titans will run. And they'll pull it back and set up in the half court. Peters, Maglani, kick back now. Pena. Pena will fire from the hip. Yahtzee for Pena.
That starts happening, then you're really in trouble.
53 seconds to go here. Get out of the kitchen.
Man, I'll tell you, there are some swatting going on. Both sides.
Watch the replay here,
watch
Tom.
this. Castingway going to drive it. LeBrec says no way. He's blocked 3 shots in this game already. But look at the length. I mean, you got to love the length. He's tall, but he's got those long arms.
Around the perimeter it goes. Nashua South, 43 seconds to go in the first half. Fired
way
from
off,
way downtown.
way off.
Pena comes away with it. Titans will run. 35 seconds now. Coach Steve Lane calling a play for Pena to employ here. Good get the ball out to Montgomery. Sorry, Tom.
Good experience for Pena in this situation.
We'll see if the Titans hold
There
for the
he
last shot. They
goes.
will not. Great body control. Couldn't get it to go. Pena got to be careful, or rather, Montgomery got to be careful not to forget a cheap one.
And now South's going to hold for the last shot.
10 seconds to go in this one. We'll see what half-court set they run. They left the baseline wide open. Runner, no.
Oh, man,
Peters.
They have missed some good looks.
And that is going to do it here for first half action. Your score at the break, Nashua North 32 and Nashua South 20. Once again, we think that it maybe should be 34. I'll check my book. We'll let Tom talk a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, whether it should or shouldn't, they're not going to change it because that's what the official score has. So, and they made a change on the board. That's what's surprising to me is they made the change on the board.
The score was
on
the board, and then they took it off.
They took the score down to 18.
Yep.
So, and they're sticking with what they've got here at halftime.
And that's fair.
Either way, something tells me this isn't going to end up being a 2-point game. If it does, then we've got something, right? But the way that this is going right now is South has got to get some offense going. They've played okay defensively. All right, 32-20. They're getting beaten a little bit underneath, and it's above the rim. It's an above the rim game. LeBrec has beat them with a couple of threes. The thing is, South has got to get their offense in gear. They've got to get Castingway going. They've got to get Caruso going. Caruso has been held down by North now for 6 quarters, and that just doesn't help them at all because 20 points in a quarter, 20 points and a half, that's not the way South plays.
Here's what I'm seeing, Tom. Nashua South comes out and plays a 2-3 defense. North makes them pay for it. Specifically, Trevor LeBrec, Robinson Rodriguez. They get back into the man-to-man, and what do? They spread the floor, and they allow dribble penetration for some easy looks at the hoops. It's a great job by North. We're going to take a break here. We're going to head into halftime. We'll be back for second half action. Battle of the Bridge, North versus South boys, right after this on Nashua ETV.
just need to forget about everything. Put away our problems. Get along with each other and maybe we should all just put away our problems. We just need to forget about everything. We just need to forget about everything. Put away our problems. Get along with each other and
And welcome back, everybody, to the Battle of the Bridge here at the campus of Nashua High School South, the Belanger Gym. I'm Tom King along with Jason Roby. The score at halftime is Nashua North boys 32, Nashua South 20. And basically, Nashua North was able to do what they wanted to offensively. They were able to penetrate. They were also able to dish it outside. Trevor LeBrecht did both, 15 points, game high. But when we went over to scoring at halftime, the thing that strikes me for Nashua South, they've got to get more points out of their guards, Castonguay and Caruso. Castonguay's got 7, but Caruso only has 2.
Right, and part of that has to be attributed to the fact that Nashua North plays great defense as well, right, Tom?
Well, they've shut Caruso down in 2 games.
And that's, you know, you're going to let the secondary guys get their points if they can earn them, but you have to make your hay some way defensively, and you got to take away that scoring threat.
Because they don't want the threes. They don't want South to make up a lot of points. But Nate Mazzaro saw at the end of the second quarter North getting into their transition game, and that spells trouble for Nashua South when they do that.
All right, we are ready to hit back into the second half of action here. Titans will get the ball to start things off. Battle of the Bridge conclusion here. Nashua South will get the overall victory for the Winter Battle of the Bridge, but North trying to take the last game of the competition with boys basketball. The girls won the preliminary from Nashua South earlier today, and we'll see how things work here in the second half. Nice ball movement, Maglani from 3. Yahtzee!
Yeah, he starts doing that. Forget it. You know, that's
great job of whatever the Titans did at second half to put in that play was nice movement, nice recognition, and here comes the defense. Coach Mazzaro not liking something that he just saw. Castengay tried to go baseline. It was shut off there. Robinson will challenge the shot, and a pretty make there by Castengay.
Well, Castengay tried to drive the baseline, decided to go back outside. It paid off for him.
Shot was challenged. They'll give that up. Maglani, no. Battle there for the rebound, and the Panthers will run.
Well, Castengay got a little bit, I don't want to say intimidated, but his play was altered. He was going to take that all the way, but then a North defender came over and blocked his path.
I'm going to say right now, if the Panthers score on this possession, Pete Johnson gets the assist. All right, we'll see what happens.
Did he catch it?
Wainena, well, he kind of kicked it out from under the table. But
you got to catch it.
And he has an assist. Pete Johnson is in the book.
Well, there you go. See what Caruso did? Okay, I'm not hitting from the outside. Let me go inside.
Outside shot, no, and another rebound, and the Panthers will run again. Roy Cortez, baseline was shut off there by Montgomery. They kick it around.
Yeah, great defense by Montgomery to just shut that off. He's winning that one-on-one battle.
Lead is 10. Make that, it's still 10. Rebound, battle, Dennis got it. And a nice play, chance for a three-point opportunity as Lemaire goes up and is fouled.
Lemaire will always take the ball to the hole. He is not shy about that at all.
There's your replay right there, and a great job by Dennis keeping that ball in and found Lemaire, and he cleaned it up nicely. He'll head to the line for a chance at a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Eight-point Titan lead. Still at 8. Rebound for Robinson.
Got to make free throws in this game because you're not going to get many opportunities the way the Titans play defense. They played great defense the other night against Bishop Girton. Shut down the Cardinals in the second half.
Tom,
they're looking to do the same thing here. They go back to the zone.
2-3 zone, yeah. No. Rebound, Wainena, and back the other way come the Panthers. And all alone on the other end for the easy make is Castengay. And we'll see if Coach Lane calls a timeout here.
It's down to a 6-point game. Lead cut in half. It was 32-20. Now it's 35-29.
The Titans had a great play to start the second half, and then nothing since, and another turnover.
He may after this.
Panthers now off the steal, will set up in the half court.
They're thinking they're going to get greedy here. I think they're thinking three-pointer.
Castengay, Caruso. Caruso now back to Castengay. He'll come to the top of the circle, and they'll whip it around, and took a chance there, not a good chance. Another rebound for the Panthers. Baseline, back to Lemaire, and he gets hacked in the act, and a good job there by Lemaire with the up fake. You'll see here on the replay, dish into the paint, and that foul gonna come against LeBrec. So Lemaire will head to the line for a pair.
It's LeBrec's second, I think.
2 team fouls on the Titans, none thus far for the Panthers as Lemaire misses the first. Checking in will be Peters and
there's a
Pena,
timeout
but we
now.
get that timeout before that.
But I'll tell you what, though, those are 2 points that South has missed now with those 2 free throws missed by Lemaire. I mean, they need to hit those. That's how you come back in games.
We'll take a look at that replay with Dennis again. Back to Lemaire.
Look at him save
body
the ball
control.
and get it to Lemaire, body control. But again, he didn't make the free throw, right? So
he has another opportunity. Boy, you're harsh, Tom.
Well, I think in this game, you've got to hit him.
You do. You do.
You got to hit him.
Well, and then there's that phantom bucket that
They call him free for a reason, Jason Rowe.
Nothing is free, Tom. You know that.
Right.
All right, 5:06 to go here. Third quarter action. Nashua South battling back. They are down just 6 with a chance to get it to within 5. Lemaire will head to the line. See if he can get 1 out of 2. And the gym is a little bit quiet right now, as quiet as it's been. We'll see if the balcony Muppets scream during the shot. They do not. Lemaire, front iron, no, and he's 1 out of 5, Tom, so far from the free throw line.
Well, Would have been a 2-point game, right?
Montgomery back.
Not to blame it. Not to
LeBrec.
put blame on
no,
it. But
no, can't do that.
Those are 4 free throws that are costly right now.
Those are the things that you talk about in practice.
Yep.
Whipped around the perimeter. Goes to Peters. Great patience. Skip
look at
pass.
that.
Maglani.
Oh.
No. Rebound. Look how high Jack Peters went for that ball.
Winena has got to leave his feet.
I mean, Jack Peters just jumped to the top of the backboard.
Winena's got long arms, but there's no way he should allow Peters to outjump him.
Turnover there. Peters was trying to skip it. That time it hit the underside of the backboard. Back the other way comes Castengay. He goes to the hoop strong and finishes.
Yeah, great job by Castengay. It looked like he was going to get cut off. He said, forget that. I'm going to take it all the way.
It's a 4-point Titan advantage now. Pena outside. Front iron, no. Rebound. And they're going to call a punch. You can't punch the ball, apparently.
Really?
That's the first time I've heard that rule.
That's the first time I've ever seen that. He did what he normally does. You tap it away.
But it wasn't an open hand tap, Tom. It looked like it was a punch.
So you can't. What's the difference?
You can't punch the basketball.
Why? The basketball doesn't care.
That's a good point.
Right?
I guess we're a kinder, gentler basketball.
Come on.
You know?
What's the basketball going to do?
I don't know. We're seeing all kinds of
file
stuff today.
charges? I mean, really.
Kick back out to Montgomery. He'll go in with a dipsy-do.
Yeah,
no,
but
try to get fancy.
Altered shot because of Winena.
The Panthers pull up jumper. No. Rebound. Winena. No. Ripped out of the hands by LeBrec, and the Titans will run. Baseball pass Montgomery. Finds a streaking Parth. No, but followed up by Montgomery, and he gets hacked.
Yep.
And Winena's down. I hope he's okay. He's getting up slowly over there. We'll have to wait and see who the foul is against him. Here's the replay. Yeah, I think it's, I'm not sure who it's against, but what we do know is that Montgomery is going to go to the line for a pair. So a 4-point Titan advantage. 3:28 to go in this one. Or in the third quarter, rather. Montgomery front iron. And checking back in is Witta and I believe it's Hedquist. Winena and Roy Cortez will come to the bench for the Panthers.
Easy way to tell Hedquist. Hedquist, headband.
Hedquist, headband. There it is. Montgomery, 1 out of 2 for the senior. 36-31 rather. Titans. My brain and my mouth aren't operating at the same speeds. Trying to keep up with this game. Wow. Caruso.
Yeah, he's looking for an opening, but he can't find one.
Good defense by Maglani. That's extending that denial defense on Caruso. They try to pick for him. Tough shot on the baseline there. Rebound by Montgomery, and he's just playing possessed on the boards. Up and under, no, and a good move there by LeBrec, and he gets fouled.
Got away with the travel. His foot slid about half a foot.
I think that's going to be Lemaire on the foul call. Not 100% certain, but we'll see what happens.
You see the difference with Winena out, the rebounding? Norris getting second chances.
It is a factor, but
also a factor is the free throws. Now LeBrec misses a free throw. He's usually golden.
Balcony Muppets are here. In effect, it didn't bother LeBrec on that first one. Probably would have been better to keep it quiet.
Listen, back in my Peach Basket days, they would scream at you.
There'd be a jump ball right now, Tom, after a basket.
They'd be screaming at you if you were at the line.
Baseline, and I think he stepped on the baseline, and he did. It was a good drive by Caruso, but his left foot touched the baseline out of bounds. North gets possession. 2:40 to go, third quarter action from the Belanger Gym. A 6-point Nashua North advantage. Battle of the Bridge conclusion here, and it's a good one, and we knew it would be. We knew it wouldn't be like the first time these two teams met.
Right.
Maglani to LeBrec into the corner, Montgomery. They were respecting his leaping ability. Maglani again.
2:15 left in the quarter. But look, I mean, we're not seeing the running game anymore, right?
Neither team really. Actually,
Right.
the running you're seeing has been done by South.
Yeah.
Montgomery, top of the key, thought about it, found LeBrec. Maglani on the baseline. And again, the ball hits the underside of the backboard. Trevor, no. Rebound, Pena.
Oh, you cannot allow Pena to get a rebound. Pena is very quick. He'll go all over the floor.
North has fallen in love with that skip pass to try and get the opposite side three-point shot. All alone
nice
underneath.
pass.
What a dish by LeBrec to Peters.
Trevor LeBrec just makes everybody around him better.
And back the other way comes Lemaire. Pretty pass underneath, and he lost the handle to it. They're going to call Montgomery for the foul.
Whittle will go to the line.
Whittle will get a pair. We'll watch the replay there, and I didn't really see much there,
I didn't see
Tom.
much there either.
So Whittle will head to the line for a pair of free throws here. And the knuckleball hits front iron.
Nice.
And
South
you know what?
is-
When they're coming up short, Tom, that's a sign of
Tiredness,
legs.
tired
Yep.
legs. There's shots from the field and shots from the line.
Caruso's
But
out. Josh Tripp will come in for
It's-
Nashua South.
South has really hurt themselves at the line.
That
This
being
would-
said, Whittle will get his second opportunity
This
here to
would
get
be
South back to within
this would
7.
be a very close game if they had hit their free throws. Nope.
That one too much leg. And look at Montgomery. He's got the only legs that aren't tired, I think.
I think
Could have
so.
changed a couple of light bulbs up there.
No
That-
look pass to Maglani, but just off his fingertips.
Titan ball underneath the hoop, 1:20 to go here. Maglani will flash. They got it instead into LeBrec, and he went up hard.
And now it's back to 10.
Castengay now working on LeBrec. Bounce pass over. Lemaire has a height advantage on Pena, but didn't take advantage of it. Staying within the offensive set rules. Good patience by the Panthers. Kicked by Peters. And look at this lineup here, Tom, for Nashua South.
Witta, Hedquist, Castengay.
You got Tripp in there
Yep.
and Lemaire. So interesting group of 5.
End of quarter. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, rest
this
your
is where
guys.
you get your rest for your
Right.
guys, no doubt. And a
Right.
good move by Coach Mazerol. We'll see if it gets him some points. Step back, no, but what a rebound. Went off his foot. LeBrec will run. There's 32 seconds left. Oh, little
look
dipsy
at that.
do.
He's got the moves.
Peters
Oh.
thought about it, and he tried to force the pass. It wasn't a good job there by him, as going all the way was Castengay.
Off the turnover.
15 seconds to go now. And those turnovers are costly, especially when points come off of them. 7 seconds to go, 41-33.
Let LeBrec clear out. You should clear out for LeBrec.
Pena looking underneath, got it to Peters.
Oh.
No, had a chance at it. No basket at the buzzer. And we're going to head into the fourth quarter here. Titans by 8, 41-33. And that was a 9-point quarter for the Titans.
Good job defensively by South, but great job by North. When South was creeping into 4, they got it back to 10.
It was a 15-point quarter for Nashua South, so they won that quarter 15-9.
They got it to 41-31, and when LeBrec found Peters underneath, and then LeBrec hit a shot, got it to 41-31, and then Nashua South gets it to 8 points at the end of the period.
This is a good one, and it's as advertised. You know, it's always a great game when these two teams meet. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
watch a replay here.
Here's Castengay.
And that came off the turnover,
Yep.
trying to force it in there. So
Cuts it to 8. Nate
And
Masro going over things.
Castengay has
He's
he's been off to the races a lot here, Tom. They found him out on the wing several times.
Look, this is a team that it's tough when you're South, right? It's a team that loves to run, but they know they can't do it too much because of North. Because if they get North involved in North with a racehorse game, it's going to be like it was in the Christmas tournament.
I'm sure if you told Coach Masro it would be a 41-33 game going into the fourth quarter, he'd like his chances here. All right, 8 minutes on the clock. Nashua South ball. Panthers operating in the half court. Ball comes to Dennis. They get it on the low block. Pretty pass from Lemaire to Castengay. Up and in, no. Lemaire with the board. Ooh. And looked like he had the ball. Looks like they're going to call it on Montgomery. We'll take a look at the replay here, and it is Montgomery.
It is Montgomery from the hold from behind. But again, Lemaire at the line.
Well.
So, hey, if you're North, you're not too upset about that. Let's see what he does this time.
Knocks down the first. And I'll tell you this about Lemaire, Tom, is that neither team in the bonus yet, so he's going in there and doing some good work on the glass to get these fouls called. Nice job by him. Karsten hit the first one. He'll get a second. Friendly roll there, 2 out of 2 for the 6'2" senior forward. And back the other way come the Titans. They will spread the floor. They're in the 2-3 up. We just had some lights go off here in the gym. Referees let play continue.
Yep.
Not sure if they want to work on that or what happened. I think they're going to talk about it.
Yeah, they're going to find out what happened. Yep. Nate Masro, who knows this building like the back of his hand, is going to go over and see.
Maz's going to head over to the fuse box.
See if somebody hit the see if somebody hit the switch or what happened. So
a little break here in the action. 7:24 to go in this one, a 41-35, and now he has Marco. All right, there it is. There's Maz.
Came out and he's looking. He thought it was going to come on. Well, Lisa Jingles will go now and they'll check it out. Maz is saying, I don't know what happened.
So he hit whatever button he thought he had to hit over there, and it turned off the lights.
It turned them off instantly, turned them on instantly, then they went back off, and now I think they're staying that way. I thought maybe they were warming up, but no.
Well, let's talk about what each of these teams have next on the docket, Tom. And January 31st, this North team will go to Spalding High School for a 6:30 tip-off. Meanwhile, this South team will be on the road at Goffstown for a 6:30 start. So both of these teams will come back in 2 days' time, hit the road, and head to Spalding and Goffstown, respectively. That's a long ride to Rochester.
It's a long ride to Rochester, and it's one I'm not taking, I'll tell you that. So, but, and South's got a big one Friday night, which I believe we're going to be doing against Bedford. So
Bedford off to my left here. They're here scouting this game today. Coaching
staff
and the players
the whole crew, huh?
Oh, yeah, as well you should be.
Yep.
They are battling for one of those top spots in Division I as well. So catching a fantastic afternoon of basketball here, and this is a huge crowd and good for the city of Nashua and the surrounding areas to come and catch this game.
I think it's Pete's replay machine that just threw the power off and shut the lights off.
That could be. We have a lot of outlets over here, Tom.
Yep. I'll tell you a light story in a second. Next time we have a timeout, because it's fitting for today.
41-35 Titans will hold that thought. Pena goes to the hole. Juanita says out of the kitchen, sir. And just not what you need Pena to do there in that moment, I don't think. Maglani, they're going to call it travel before the foul. Coach Mazarol emphatically disagrees.
Nope, doesn't like the call. Let's see if we have a replay of that.
I just want a replay of Mazarol. I think someone needs to make a meme of that. That was outstanding.
That was, I know it.
He vehemently disagrees.
We don't have a replay, evidently. I'd love to see that play again. I couldn't see it live because, well, we've got an extra cameraman that's in the way.
We've pulled out all the stops here at Nashua ETV, and reaching in. Foul will be called. Lazo had it stripped, but Neither team in the bonus yet. 3 team fouls on Nashua South, 4 on Nashua North. Look at this thing. Wow. Is that what you have at your house, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Our executive producer, Pete Johnson, showing me this block of about 75 outlets.
Oh, boy.
Crazy.
Oh, this could do
Yeah,
it.
see
It
there
does.
from the outside. Lazo for 3.
Boy, that's not something South wants to give up. They're going to let him take it, but
9-point advantage now.
great job by
Nashua North.
Lazo.
On the low block, it went to Lemaire. It's going to go off of Lazo, I think. Either Lazo or Montgomery, but definitely belongs. And there's Lazo on the
Wide
three-pointer.
open.
Boom.
And you're going to let him be wide open. I mean, he's not one of their regular big-time shooters.
Lemaire was doing, had to get the ball inbounded, and they're going to
Cass-
call another foul, and I think that one's going to go against Parr.
I'll tell you what, right now you're at the point in the game where they are not letting you play. If you're going up for a shot inside and there's 2 or 3 bodies around you, they are going to call the foul.
Which was interesting, Tom. We were at Bishop Girton, and they were letting him.
They were letting
bang
them play
around
the
a
whole
little bit,
time.
yeah.
I know it.
But I will say, though, these, and I'll say it after this free throw, and calmly hitting the first one was Caruso. But good job by these officials out here today, Tom. They hardly even notice that they've been a presence, and that's a sign of good officiating.
Well, Nate knew they were there.
2 out of 2 for Caruso. 7-point Nashua North advantage. 6 minutes to go in this one, at least in regulation. Don't worry, Tom, I'm not going to say anything. Lazo back up top to Maglani. Back to Lazo. Goes underneath, and going up and over Wainena was Jack Peters.
Wanena will not leave his feet. He puts his hands in the air, figures that's going to be good enough. You got to go
These
up.
kids can jump.
You got to go up.
Oh, swatted there by
man.
Montgomery.
Look at that.
Lazo forced it, went up too high, may have been a bounce pass, but
Lemire's
they
gonna
leave
take it
the
all the
paint
way, he's
wide
gonna
open.
lose it.
Maglani steals it and does the wise
Yeah.
move, slows things down.
Well, Carson Lemire's got to get the ball in the hands of your point guard, Zach Castingway, who is open in the corner. If he doesn't want to shoot it, fine, but get the ball in Castingway's hands so you don't turn the ball over.
Man-to-man defense, and Wainena blocks that one.
Actually, just altered it. He didn't get a touch on it.
Get out of the kitchen!
Man, I'm telling you.
Leather souffle!
SWAT teams. SWAT teams. Look at that. Boom. But what happened there? Peters disrupted the flow.
46-37, South possession. They get the ball in the low
This will be
block.
interesting.
Peters guarding Wainena, and he
Wow.
just goes up over the top. Nice move there by Dennis.
Dennis Wanena had 2 game-winning buckets to start the season on putbacks for
That's
Nashua
huge
South.
for him, no doubt.
For Nashua South.
7-point North advantage. Working the ball around the perimeter. Lebrecht gets the pick on ball. Brings it up against Dennis. No. Gets his own rebound. Back up and in. He went out of bounds. Came back in and put it up and through the hoop.
Big hoop.
Another potential block there. Peters gets it. Over to Lebrecht. Titans will slow things down. They got to get over to the timeline before 10. They will most certainly do that. 4:02 remaining in regulation. A 48-39 Titan lead. Maglani. And he had a huge game against Londonderry for the Titans. And that ball was kicked by Wainena. Peters pretty deep. Oh! They're going to call an offensive foul. And it's going to be against Peters. We'll watch the replay here. Maybe, yeah,
see.
definitely.
Yep.
Definitely an
From
offensive
behind,
foul.
knocked him down. Yep.
Nice job by Lemaire setting his feet.
Yep. 2 players who were at it on the football field.
I love this replay machine, Pete Johnson. This is great.
Well,
I get to tell Tom how many times he was wrong.
We used to have we used to put one of those in the hands of John Collins, and we created a monster. So that ended pretty fast.
Did it tell baseball stories from 1947?
Yeah, that ended
All
pretty
right.
fast. Yeah.
Robinson Rodriguez has checked back into the game for a little bit of height on the defensive end. Ball comes to Lemaire on the post. Peters, fade away. Nice shot there by Lemaire. What a pretty shot. He's got 9. Lead is still at 7. Huge defensive.
South needs a turnover and they need a 3. They need some 3s.
Now, a lot of basketball left here. 3:10 to go, and that one went through the hands of Montgomery, rather. Excuse me. Rodriguez was the passer. 3:08 to go, and that was the turnover that Nashua South needed. They are within 7 here, 48-41. What a different game this is than the Holiday Tournament, no question.
Yep.
Pull-up jumper, no. Rebound goes to Peters. And he'd be wise to find a point guard, and Lebrecq will do. Lebrecq goes all the way, and
that time Winena
left his feet on that one.
Yes, he sure did.
Holy Toledo.
Yep. A travel, or what do we got, timeout? No.
Oh, we got an injury, and this is not good. Is that
ooh, is that a cheerleader?
Nope. That's
or
Lebrecq. I think it's Lebrecq.
Ouch.
So the trainer over to check, and they're checking his knee.
Steve Lane is right there. So let's see, can we see what happened on that?
Let's see if there's a replay on it. We'll take the timeout with 2:39 to go.
Because
no
it looked like no replay. Look, it was away from the ball, it looked like, right? I mean, that was the play when Ana went up and altered the shot, right? So he blocked it.
Right.
Got up in the air, blocked it, and it must have been when Lebrecq landed.
I don't want to speculate, but there's a lip on that pad over there that sticks up about a couple of inches off the floor.
Yeah, and there's not as much room over there as there is on this side. So,
well, they're looking at him over there, and hopefully he's okay. I'm not sure if he's still down. He is. They're taking a close look at it, but 2:39 to go in this one. A Nashua North 7-point advantage. It'll be South ball. And
now he's up.
He is up, and he's walking off under his own power.
He's walking up, but he's got a little bit of a limp. So, but at least he's okay. So, and the gym, North and South fans alike cheering Trevor Lebrecq because they know a great player when they see one. He's a really good player.
Steve Lane taking a timeout there, and here's the replay on this time. Looks like Pete found it for us.
Let's see what happened. Yeah, he goes up. When Ana blocks it, and we don't see him when he goes down.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. He goes down after that shot, so we don't see it.
Well, camera, you wouldn't think you'd have to have the camera focused on the bottom part of the floor.
Way. I mean, there's no way you'd be able to tell that he's going to get hurt on that play.
But with the budget at Nashua ETV, we've got all the bells and whistles here, no question about it. I want to just say.
No, you know what we needed on that was we needed in a little upper corner, we needed the football game today. So that's what because we can watch that while we're watching the game.
We got news that Purdy, the quarterback for San Francisco, was out hurt, and it was a 7-0 Philadelphia Eagle lead. That's the last we had heard. But I want to thank Pete Johnson, our executive producer here at Nashua ETV. He also is in charge of the replays today. Dan Young is the director of today's telecast. Also, Dylan Smith, Frank Wallen, Tim Diesel O'Neill, and Bruce Hilsmeyer are on the moving pictures. Tom King
Tim
is
O'Neill's
the man providing the color commentary. My name is Jason Roby. I'm on the play-by-play.
Tim O'Neill's like an official. You don't mention his name, you know he's doing a good job, right?
Is Tim wearing a headset? Can he
hear
us
he
today?
heard it.
Yeah,
he heard it.
He's got us.
Tim hears everything. I think if Tim wasn't wearing a headset, he'd still hear it.
There it is. There it is. So Lebrecq is seated over on the bench, and we'll see how this one plays out. 2:36 to go.
My guess is
7-point
my
tight
guess
advantage.
is we won't see him. Okay, they're up by 7. And I don't think there's really, if they can maintain that lead,
Timeout.
Yeah, whatever set they wanted to run, they weren't where they were supposed to be, and Nate Mazerow was not happy about it.
Well, something tells me potentially they threw a different defensive look out there. Maz saw it and wanted to change something
and
up.
especially without Lebrecq out there, right? It's going to alter the D because Lebrecq is as good defensively as he is offensively. But I'll tell you one thing: you're down 7 with 2:25 left to play. You cannot take that much time.
Right. Well,
you've got to go to the basket quickly. You've got. I mean,
Well, one of your top free throw shooters, Tom, if it does come down to free throws, is sitting on the bench on the other side of things. So LeBrec has some ice on that knee right now. We'll see if
once the ice goes on there, not coming back, I don't think.
ball goes into the backcourt, and Castengay will start things off, guarded closely there by Montgomery. 2:15 and counting. Caruso will bring the ball back over where it started from. Gets a pick on ball, jump stop, no. Shot from the outside, no. Huge rebound by Rodriguez, good positioning.
You know, Castengay going cold here in the fourth quarter is part of the story right now.
We are inside of 2 minutes, 48-41 Titans. Montgomery. Castengay's trying to reach in there without fouling. It's a good job by him.
I mean, North's doing the right thing now. They know that the clock is their friend. So they're just going to whittle time off the clock.
No shot clock here in the state of New Hampshire.
Here's the other thing, too. How many fouls? 3 team fouls for South. That was the 4th. They've got to start fouling.
You can start taking some chances, try to get that ball, no question.
You've got to start fouling. Well, you've got to start fouling. You've got to put North at the line.
14 fouls against Nashua South.
You didn't have
6
enough
against Nashua North. The next one against North will put South in the bonus, but South still has a couple of fouls to give, 2 to be exact.
Too many to give with this much time, with this little time left.
Lazo gets hacked.
They're going to. They want to get
to that position.
Right.
No doubt.
They want to get into the bonus so that North will have to go to the line.
Right now, you wonder, and they'll get it into Montgomery's hands. And Coach Mazerol will tell him to get up into Montgomery. Montgomery kind of dribbling freely there. The double team was coming from Lemaire. And the next one will put North in the bonus.
But, boy, you had to waste 8 seconds. I think about 8 to 10 seconds of fouling just to get North at the line.
Witta and Hedquist will check in. Dennis and Zach will come out.
That's tough. That's tough time that you had to waste.
Ball goes to Robinson. Now to Parth. Parth is the shooter, and there's the one-on-one opportunity.
Ron got a foul, but you don't have much choice. That'll put him at the line.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if it was, I think it was last year, Tom. Free throws actually did this North team in. They were ahead in this Battle of the Bridge game, and they lost because they missed. South made a ton of free throws. North missed a bunch down the stretch. If it becomes a free throw game, you got to make these freebies.
Well, this is a guy who can shoot really well, so you got to think he's a good free throw shooter, and he is.
Maglani knocks down the first.
Yep.
He'll get a second opportunity here. 2 out of 2 for Maglani. Huge free throws. 1:25 on the clock. Back the other way come the Panthers. Castengay now. And really moving a little slower than I think they should be, but we'll see. Goes to the baseline, not a high percentage shot.
No, but you got
Robinson gets in there.
You got to put it up, but right now with a minute left and a 9-point lead, I think this one's in the books.
I got to tell you, Robinson, not a good pass there. Not sure what that was from Parth.
I was trying to avoid the pressure.
3-point shot. And it could have been a 3-point opportunity. It wasn't. As you look at the replay, Caruso was hip checked. Boom by Maglani, no call.
Right after the shot. Should have called it.
So 50 to 43, Coach Mazerol will take a timeout. But if you're National North, you can't just be throwing the ball up like that, up in the middle of things.
Wait till they foul you, right? Wait till they foul you. They're trying to do 2 things. They're trying to turn the ball over or get a foul.
Worst case scenario, here's how it works out for you. You just got the rebound. You have 10 seconds to get the ball over half court.
Yeah.
In that 10 seconds, they got to make a choice.
Right.
Are we going to foul you or are we going to lose 10 seconds off the clock?
Right.
But if you just throw it up for grabs.
Yeah, not a good play. So 50 to 43 in favor of the Titans. It was 32-20 at the half. So Nashua North made it a game in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But this has changed when Trevor LeBrec left the floor. So one less player that North has that's pretty good from the line. down the stretch. Like I said, he's not going to come back in this game.
So LeBrec is out of the game. Sullivan unable to be used today. So North really down 2 starters here. Have to like what you've seen the supporting cast do up to this point for this Titan team.
I asked Steve Lane about his depth the other night. I said, it looks like you've got a little bit of a deeper team than you did last year.
Lazo breaks the.
He said his bench
that
is
ball
playing
just
well.
thrown out of bounds.
Boy, another turnover. That's not good.
That's Lazo just trying to do too much. You have the dribble. Keep your dribble.
Right, exactly.
52 seconds to go here. 7 points.
Castingway's walking it up.
Advantage.
You gotta run. He's got to take the shot. Lemire does. Nope. Caruso.
Oh, and a foul there, and Lemire had to do it.
And that's a shot that Caruso usually makes. He hits that. It's a 5-point game, and we're talking a little different. But right now.
Well, more importantly, too, Tom, is the fact that it brings the action down to the other end of the floor. So that buys you 3 or 4 seconds. And here's the play we were just talking about.
North, like Castingway up. Lemire gives it to Caruso. Good look, right from the top of the key, just off the back iron.
Yeah, Parth was going over the top of that instead of underneath it, thinking that maybe there would be a dribble drive, but it was a pull-up.
But now you got the one guy I never want to send to the line late in the game.
You just chinksed him, Tom.
No, he just hit it. He just hit it.
You said that when the ball was through the cylinder on the first one.
Watch, he'll make this one. See,
2 out of 2 for Montgomery.
I have confidence in Jaden.
9-point advantage, 40 seconds, and they made him touch the ball immediately because they put a little pressure there. At some point, you got to pull back and pull the trigger here. Great job defensively by Pena. They tried to go for the steal. Fired up, no. Ball bounces around. It's got to be a 3-pointer at some point. The runner in the lane. Robinson tried to contest it, no. Ball comes into Parth, and he'll be fouled. Who hit that runner, Tom?
That was Caruso.
Caruso on the runner.
It was a great shot as he drove the lane, but you're right. They needed to take a 3. They didn't do it. Now they're down 7. But you know what? Okay, let's play the game. You're down 7, miss a free throw, bring it up, 3-pointer, you're down 4. I don't think that's going to happen.
Maglani will head to the line.
Parth Maglani, a good shooter who, boy, I'll tell you, I saw him for the first time last year in a game against Merrimack for Nashua North, and he could hit the shot.
Makes the first one, gets a second.
Streaky shooter, but when he's on, he's really on.
Great crowd here today, Tom, on the campus of Nashua
Yeah,
South.
for Sunday afternoon, I'll take it.
2 out of 2. We'll get a timeout taken. 54-45.
I'll take
Nashua
it, but you know
North.
what? The student cheering section's kind of quiet today, huh? Don't you think? Kind of quiet.
As we said, it's a kinder, gentler.
Is that the Sunday effect?
It's a Sunday effect, I think,
Sunday
Tom.
effect?
You know, these kids are used to Friday nights.
Yep.
Friday night lights. But you know what? They showed up in droves. Look at the north
there's plenty
section
of 'em.
over there, and
Plenty of them. Yeah.
south section. Although some fans starting to head for the exit now, it was a great showing for the city of Nashua. As we mentioned, Bedford High School off to our left here. They are in attendance. They will play this Nashua.
They ought to be
South team.
screaming at some of these foul shots, right? That would be funny, wouldn't it? 54-45, as you see, with 17 seconds left, and
Been a really good high school basketball game by 2 of the top teams in the state. Wouldn't be surprised if these teams saw each other a third time, huh, Tom?
well, we'll see how all shakes out in early March or
Should
late
give
February.
up this shot here. Just give it up. Just let it go.
All depends
Montgomery
on
only knows one way to play. Is
Caruso. So I'll
pretty
tell you
shot.
what. See,
But
Caruso,
that took 12 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's going to do it
That'll
here.
do it,
Final score, Nashua North 54 and Nashua South 47. Well, Tom, it was an outstanding game by 2 very good teams.
It really was a great game by 2 good teams, but what's the difference in the game? South losing by 7, the 10-2 start
Right.
by Nashua North. That's your difference. That's
gonna-
where it is.
We're going to attempt to get Steve Lane over here, and we'll kick Tom out of his chair.
Yeah, well,
We'll
that's
get a-
fine because Tom's got to go
We'll
do
get
the
a-
other stuff.
We'll
so
get a post-game interview. Tom,
that's
always
great.
a pleasure working
Always
with you.
a pleasure. Great, enjoyed it, Jason.
Yes, sir. Well, that will do it here from Nashua South High School. The Titans come out victorious, a 54-47 win over crosstown rival Nashua South. You saw a great basketball game here this afternoon as the fans head for the exits trying to catch the second half of that NFC Championship game. For my partner, Tom King, our executive producer, and the cast of thousands that worked all of the camera angles and everything else for us, we want to thank you all for watching us here on Nashua ETV, and we want to remind you it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll be right back with Steve Lane after this.
Need to forget about everything, put away our problems, get along with each other. Maybe we should all just put away our problems. We just need to forget about everything.
Welcome back, everybody, once again to the Belanger Gymnasium. Jason Roby here, along with the head coach for Nashua South High School, Nate Mazerolle. And Coach, a great showing out there today by your kids. Herculean effort, and it came up a little bit short on the scoreboard, but have to be pleased with your team's effort.
Second half, certainly. We challenged them at halftime. We were getting beaten on the offensive glass badly in that first half, and that was kind of the difference. Down 12, we gave up 10 offensive points off of offensive rebounds. We got much better with that. I think we got it to 4 or 5 after getting down by, I think we got down 15 after that first 3 in the second half. So happy with the effort. I keep joking for anyone who's asked me already. I'd like to say our free throw shooting was because of the light outage, but all of our misses came before the lights went out. So maybe I think we got better when the lights did go out.
Well, you mentioned, pleased with the second half. You actually outscored North. I believe it was 29-22 unofficially in the second half. Started establishing an inside game a little bit there. Lemaire got a little bit more aggressive. Castengay, Caruso driving the baseline, trying to do some things to get to the free throw line. And doesn't get any easier for you, does it? You got a couple of games on the horizon here.
Yes.
That I noticed that Bedford High School was in
yeah.
attendance today, taking
Awesome,
it all in.
great, yes, perfect. They know all our secrets.
but yet, you really, when you look at this game, Coach, what are the one or two things that you take away from it and that you tell your team in a losing effort? Because as high school kids, sometimes we just see the loss, and it's hard to really look beyond that. What's the message to your kids here as you move forward after this one?
I've told this group several times that they're very even-keeled, and sometimes I can't get a read on them, and I can be a loud coach. We all can. And when I get on them, they respond. And as I said, at halftime, got on them a little bit. Nothing over the top, certainly, but they responded, and that's what they do. They're a tough group of kids. Certainly can't question that. So with a tweaking of the offense here, a couple more free throws there, it's a different basketball game. And let's be honest, North's one of the best teams in the state.
They're very good.
They're very, very good.
I noticed the pacing in the second half. You use a pretty deep bench. You bring a lot of guys off the bench. And in the second half, to me, it seemed like you were the running team. You guys were getting out on the break a little bit, kind of forcing the issue, and it was North that was chasing you down the floor a little bit. That by design, or is that just a matter of, hey, we're pretty fresh right now?
I think it was we were struggling so much in the half court, and we were playing from behind all game. Yeah. We are a running team. It's just they're an excellent running team. We didn't want to track meet out here today.
Sure.
But when we get into a situation where you're down 15 from the first possession of the second half, you got to change the pace a little bit. And we do like to run. And our guards get out and run. Josh Crusoe loves to run, certainly. So that was out of necessity, I guess I would say.
A lot of great stops on the defensive end of things. A lot of shots contested out there.
Yep.
I'm impressed with how much the game was played above the rim today by both teams.
Yes.
Really,
yep.
a lot of challenges going to the hoop. Not just your threes, fours, and fives, but your ones and twos as well, mixing it up in there. Got to be pleased with the effort from the shorter guys out there that are mixing it up.
Absolutely. There's a lot of length and athleticism out here, and all of the guards, both teams, quick. Get off their feet well. Zach Castongway, Alize, Jaden Montgomery gets off his feet as well as anyone. Does he get up and get some rebounds? So yes, you're right. Both sides certainly. Hey, let's do it a third time.
We were just talking about that. He is Nate Mazerol, the head coach of the Nashua South Boys basketball team. Coach, best of luck the rest of the way. All right, we'll talk to you soon. We're going to bring in head coach Steve Lane here in just a minute, the winning coach of the Nashua North Titans. They played an excellent game start to finish. They got off to a great start. They took advantage of that 2-3 zone that was being played by Nashua South and were able to hit some outside shots. They scored 20 points in that first quarter, and that was really the difference because Nashua South dropped 14 in the first quarter. It looked like it was going to be an 80-point game going both ways. Both teams kind of tightened up defensively, and it became a bit more of a half-court game in the second half. Obviously, Trevor Lebrecht going down with what appeared to be a bit of a knee injury, but I talked to him after the game. He said he's going to be just fine, so we'll see how that pans out, and maybe we can get some more information. As just about to join me right now is Steve Lane, the head basketball coach for the Nashua North Titans. Coach, congratulations, first of all, on an outstanding victory here. Your kids played start to finish an outstanding game.
Appreciate it. Offense was clicking a little bit in the first half, and we didn't make as many in the second half due to their defense, and partially that's the reason. But our defense stepped up and really, took control.
You really did. And Tom and I were talking at the beginning of the game that they came out in that 2-3 defense, and it seemed like right from the get-go, you took advantage of that. You were able to hit some outside shots. You got some clean looks at the basket. You made some from distance. You had a 20-point first quarter, and you had to be real pleased with that. You got them out of that 2-3 real quick. Yeah, well, and we didn't get them out of the 2-3 in the third quarter, which made the game and the pace of the game much slower, which is obviously something that we try to avoid at most times. But when we couldn't get the pace up, their three players, their three guards, Zach and Caruso and Alize, are really, really good players. And I'm going to give my kids credit, Montgomery and Parth and Trevor and JP and all those kids who guarded them, that to hold those guys in check is really kind of special tonight because they're a good club. I agree with you, and I thought a couple players that stood out in my mind tonight, especially Robinson Rodriguez and Parth McGloney, just not necessarily from a point standpoint, but just the minutes that they provided you on the floor, rebounds and battling and just doing a great job on the defensive side of things, obviously making some free throws and a three-point shot here and there, but have to be pleased with those secondary guys when, obviously you know what you're going to get from Montgomery, you know what you're going to get from LeBrec, but those secondary guys really stood out today.
Well, the kids as a group are all starting to believe in each other, which really helps. Team defense helps when the ball moves on offense and guys make shots. That helps as well. Just fortunate to get this one tonight.
Got to feel pretty good. Obviously, the big question looming on everybody, how's Trevor LeBrec? We saw him go down there, heading into the fourth quarter, and he did not come back into the game, which speaks volumes for the guys you have on the bench that are able to come in and fill those minutes. But how's he doing?
Well, he tripped on the cheerleading mat, so I don't know
I
don't know what the extent of the injury is, and we won't know until tomorrow. So
okay.
He's up walking, and we're hoping for the best, obviously, because he's a pretty good player.
He's a great player, and boy, I was mentioning to Nate Mazerol before we let you go, I know you got a long ride back to Wilton, but the game was really played above the rim today, and by the guards, by the shorter guys. I mean, I still don't know if Montgomery's landed from a couple of times he went up there to get those rebounds.
He is surprisingly he's really bouncy. He can really get up in the air.
Yeah.
He's not a dunker per se, but he is. When he sees the ball, he goes and gets it. And I say, like you said before, I thought Robinson and Parth, as sophomores, played pretty good tonight.
They sure did. They sure did. What's the goal going forward, Coach? Obviously, Coach speak is one game at a time, one practice at a time. But how far can this team go?
Let's see what the health report says tomorrow.
Absolutely. One last question from me, Coach. I'll let you go. Seemed like South was running a little bit more in the second half there. Maybe I'm not saying you were running out of gas, but what do you do to try to keep your kids from cramping up? What do you do to keep your kids hydrated? What's the approach in practice?
Good teams, you can't hold them down the whole time. And Zach and those guys like to get out in transition, and we lost a few guys in the third and fourth quarter. Gave up a few cheap ones. But it happens against good teams. You got to weather those storms.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us. Congratulations on a great win. He is Steve Lane, the head coach of the victorious Nashua North Titans, and that will wrap up tonight's broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you're going to start watching some NFL playoff games, hope you enjoy those as well. We'll be back for our next game here on Nashua ETV. Remember, it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Each other.